Okay, so for my topic, I did things to do in the Lehigh Valley. I picked this topic because I realized I was constantly saying how bored I was and how I had nothing to do. Whenever my friends and I would hang out, we'd complain about how there's nothing fun to do in this area and we wish we lived somewhere else. So I made it my goal to find things around our area. For my project, I used the internet and newspaper to find things to do, and while a lot of people don't read the newspaper anymore, it's definitely useful. It really is. It has a lot of good information in it. So I found several things in our area, and most were relatively close and inexpensive, and then my friends and I went out and checked out those places. Some of my favorite ones were I had the opportunity to go to the Eagles game. I had awesome seats and that was just such a great experience, so I'm glad I got to go to that. And then for the month of December, I focused specifically on special holiday activities. One of my favorite parts of the holiday season is all the Christmas lights. So I went to Lights in the Parkway, which is in the Lehigh Valley Parkway, and you drive through all the Christmas lights. So that's some pictures from that. So that was definitely really fun. And then I also went to the Lehigh Valley Zoo. Now while there weren't any animals out in the middle of winter, every inch of the zoo was decorated in Christmas lights. It was like so wonderful, like I was just shocked. And you could roast marshmallows, and you could also get your pictures taken with Anna, Elsa, and Olaf from Frozen, and even the Grinch from The Grinch Stole Christmas. I just thought that was really cool. And then to take this project outside the classroom, I wrote a review of each place on my blog for others to see if it was worth going to. And then I also tweeted about each blog post. So just to show you my blog, what I did was I wrote a little post on everywhere I went. And I just included the price and location, and then I gave it a rating out of 5 stars. And I included what it was, what there was to do, and what I liked and disliked about it, along with some pictures. So some of the ones I went to Revolutions. I went to the Hampton Winds restaurant, the movie theater, the zoo, the Lights in the Parkway, and then my personal favorite that I did this entire time was Sky Zone. And if you haven't been there, even if you're an adult, you should go. It was just like the most fun I've ever had. It's so much fun. So overall, I thought that I ended up very successful. I achieved my initial goal of finding fun things to do. But the struggle that I had that I really didn't expect was I found it difficult to find the time to visit these places. When I first came up with the topic, I came up with it because I thought I was constantly sitting around doing nothing and complaining that I was bored. But that's definitely not the case, especially during the sports seasons. So some of the lessons I learned, I realized there's no reason to be bored. Like Mrs. Spritzer said, the Lehigh Valley is a big place. There's a lot of things to do, you just have to look for them. And while I personally tried to focus my trips on things that were always available during the year, I found out there's also a lot of things that are only around for a few weekends. Like there's recently been a dog show, a flower show. There's just so much going on, and even as close as in Philadelphia, there's always something. Almost every single weekend that there is to do, you just have to take the time to find those things. In conclusion, I am so glad that we had this opportunity to do this project as part of the school curriculum. For most projects, we're just given specific guidelines on what to do, and we don't have the opportunity to do things that interest us. This project was really different because, especially for senior year, it was nice to be able to do something that mattered to me. And this project also forced me to get out of my house and do stuff instead of sitting around. And it gave me the opportunity to get together with different people than I normally see. When I was doing the Sky Zone one, it was the weekend before our first blog post was due, and none of my friends from school were able to make it. So I actually invited 2 girls from my diving team, and we got so close. I don't think we ever would have been such good friends if I hadn't invited them to do that stuff with me. So I'm really glad I was able to do that. This was such a beneficial experience for me because I was able to do things that I probably wouldn't have if I haven't chosen this topic. That's all.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Rachel?
I have a question. Did the Eagles win the game that you went to?
Yes, they did. They did.
3 years ago.
Any others? Okay, thanks, Rachel.